All right, guys, what's up? It's your boy Gabe, aka PAPIFLYY. Some of you may know I'm here with my boy
Lisandro here with, the infamous.
I'm not infamous. I don't do nothing bad. But yeah, it's my boy, my boy Lisa. We started this, we tried to start this whole podcast. Everybody's been kind of, pushing me to do this podcast. And honestly, it's just been overwhelming with everything that's been going on. Shop, house, etc. Stuff we'll get into, later on. But, Lisa's been pushing for the both of us, to do this podcast. And I feel like it's something good. It's a lot of knowledge. And we do talk a lot, at the shop. Pretty much everywhere. Texas.
Endless hookah sessions.
Yeah. And, speaking of hookah, honestly, what are we smoking today, my boy?
We got Love 66 and with the classic Alfactor mint,
You can't go wrong with that.
Definitely not.
That, honestly, I've been smoking that same flavor for so many years. And I feel like you can't get tired of it, honestly.
There's some new flavors, that are fire. But the go-to.
Yeah, for sure. Love 66 and mint. But there's that flavor that our boy David had put me on, at least. I don't know if he put you on.
He put me on, yeah.
Was it cookies and cream or something like that?
Oh, no. He put me on to peppermint shake.
Peppermint shake, that's what I meant. Yeah. That the first time I smoked that, I was like, wow, like this is
like love at first sight.
Yeah, and you hear the name and it's like, honestly, you don't want to smoke it. I mean, at least for me, it wasn't attractive to me at all. But once we smoked it, I was like, wow. We smoked it by itself. I remember, I think, at the shop, and then
because I took it to the shop.
Yeah.
Or well, did you smoke it first with David, or did I take it to the shop?
I smoked it at first with David, just that flavor by itself, and it was smooth. It was pretty good. And then you had came by and brought it, and I had bought it online through that website.
Yeah.
I don't know. I forgot what website it was.
5-Star Hookah.
5-Star Hookah, definitely.
That's the go-to website for sure too.
Yeah.
No more going to hookah shops except for charcoal.
Yeah, charcoal definitely, because, I mean, you know me.
Well, we buy them shits by the box.
We do, but my intelligent self ran out of charcoal.
Usual.
I did some crackhead stuff a couple of days ago that I'm not too proud of.
He was begging for the flavor. No, begging for the charcoal.
We're not gonna get into that. But the point of the story was that I wanted to try something new, so I tried that flavor, peppermint. You remember the brand?
Trifecta.
So for those that want to try, something
it's blonde leaf. It's blonde leaf. David teaches a little bit. It's blonde leaf, not dark leaf or
I don't know the difference.
Whatever other leaf there is.
I just know it smokes perfect. But I had mixed that with Love 66, and oddly enough, like that, it was good.
It is,
because peppermint shake obviously is mint.
I feel like any Aldaya flavor, which is Love 66 brand with Trifecta or with the peppermint shake,
definitely. Fire. I agree. It's definitely pretty good. We're using my hookah that I was supposed to release how many months ago?
Probably a year ago now.
Yeah, definitely like a year.
Slacking.
I know. Again, life has taken its course, so it's been tough. But the good news is, in that year of slacking, I've been smoking this hookah, and it hasn't given me not one issue. So I can vouch, and you can vouch because we smoked this whole time, that this hookah is pretty good.
No rust or none of that stuff.
Nothing at all.
Good quality, and it has an actual bag.
Yeah, which we're not gonna get into now. That's gonna be later on.
Well, you've been saying this for a year, so I gotta, tease the people, I guess, so they could push you.
Yeah, but the more I talk about it, the more they're gonna want it.
so give them what they want.
You're right. But yeah, so with the podcast, as I was saying, I feel like we have a lot of knowledge to give out, and like I said, all we do is talk anyway. And it was like, why not record it?
Do it on camera.
Yeah, for sure.
Or sound.
Yeah, I mean, we could have did definitely the sound thing. I know that I feel like
you could probably do both, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, when I first heard about podcasts, it was like Apple Music stuff.
Yeah, same. Yeah, I used to listen to podcasts at work instead of working.
Me personally, there's a lot of things that I do that I can't watch, like YouTube. Like I know you're very heavy on YouTube.
Oh, all day. YouTube over Instagram any day.
And I'll be honest with you, I can't sit there and watch no video. Like I'll sit there.
But you can't sit there and hear anything either.
I can't. No, I just can't. I just don't have the patience. I'm a lie. It's not even the patience. It's just the time. It's like when I'm not working, I'm working. So it's tough. Not that that's an excuse. It's just, which makes no sense because here I am making a video.
Yeah, literally.
Right. So.
But the thing is, like, it's the motivation. It's like, fuck it, I'm not gonna do anything anyway. I'm just gonna go smoke we're gonna talk shit anyway when we smoke. So it's like, let's talk shit on camera.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, yeah.
People been begging for a Q&A about you anyway too.
Yeah, I don't know why, but
because it's interesting.
I guess my life is not
like
that interesting.
Number one question: why is the 9th gen still not out?
Oh, damn. Man, listen, the 9th gen. Here, take the hookah because you put me on the
story
spot already. But I mean, the 9th gen. Honestly, now that we're talking about it, as you know, if you guys been following me for a while, you know, I've been through pretty much hell and back with that car. I'm on my 3rd motor. I want to say 4th. 3 motors, and then now this motor is going to be the same one as the 3rd one, but obviously you know, rebuilding it from scratch again. You know, I'm not doing pistons and rods and stuff like that, but I'm kind of renewing everything just so it's fresh. Hopefully this is the last time I do it, and by last time I don't mean like blow the car up last time. I mean like it's driving and hopefully
in its final form or
engine-wise.
Yeah.
So this time around, I mean, I don't know if we want to get into it as far as how much I'm doing to it, but trying to shave the bay, wire tuck.
Which the wire tuck is almost done.
Yeah, it's pretty much 90%
and it looks
done.
fire. Like the wiring that was done to that car.
Yeah, shout out to Lazy Works. He definitely did my harness. Shout out to him. He definitely put in work, and he's one of the few people that's delivered when they say they were supposed to deliver.
Yeah,
sure.
we got a lot of going on to about delivering.
Yeah, I don't know. I got the bad luck. So whoever has my voodoo doll, I'm gonna need you to tickle it because it's cranky right now. But shout out to him for sure. He went ahead, made the harness. He came to the shop. He basically wired it up for me. He actually made it detachable too. So now when I take it to Battelle, which is Auto Dent Kissimmee, next door from the shop, just check him out as well. When he paints the bay, I just disconnect the harness, and that's, you know, a few less things that I have to kind of mask off.
He doesn't have to like tape it off and do all that. Not ghetto, but like.
Yeah, I mean, it's not ghetto. It's just, I mean, people.
All the paint is gonna be good. It's less work for him.
Right, exactly, and I'd rather do that. I mean, it didn't take much to do it. I mean, I didn't do it, but he made it seem like it was pretty easy. But yeah, huge shout out to him. Hopefully now waiting for Badusi. He's a fabricator. He welds. Good dude. Always at the shop. Very humble. He's gonna weld the tubs for me. So I'm waiting for him to do an 8th gen, which I've heard is pretty similar, at least 90% similar. So he's gonna kind of use that as a template, do that. Then I'm next in line for that. And then once he welds and stuff like that, I think I'm ready to, you know, paint and then continue on with Devi DC5 products, which is obviously, he's doing the engine harness for me, the AC tuck, ABS tuck. Yeah, pretty much it. Everything else me and Little Chris did, which is basically hide the ECU, the fuse box, and stuff like that. So, I mean, it should be a good outcome, I hope. Because if not, I'm burning the car. It's definitely going to be the last time I touch it.
Are you going to... Sorry. Are you going to actually vlog it this time?
I'm going to
post updates on YouTube. I've been pushing this guy to do YouTube updates.
Yes.
Because he'll post a video saying, boom, boom, boom. All right, stay tuned for part 2.
Part 2 never comes.
Where's part 2?
Bro, there's so many
Odyssey.
videos.
The Odyssey is the perfect video.
That's where I was going with it.
He started the perfect vlog, you know, picked up the car, boom, boom, boom. Stay tuned for part 2.
But there was, honestly, when I said part 2, I don't know what part 2 was.
Part 2 was the music. No.
When I said part 2, I didn't know what was going to happen.
Part anything.
Yeah.
Everything got done. Spindles, wheels, fitted. All the music.
Which was, I mean,
where's the update?
I can't even do part 2 anymore because I don't have the car.
Yeah.
But so hopefully, I mean, I organized myself with the 9th though. I do have an album on my phone that says 9th Civic from beginning to where I'm at right now. So I'm hoping to organize it, but it was not videos, it's pictures.
So we're gonna start the videos.
Yeah.
He's gonna do weekly videos. Y'all gotta hold him to it.
Weekly videos on
weekly videos.
How do you want me to do a weekly podcast, a weekly video from the shop, and then a weekly video of the night?
No, yeah, it's doable.
It's with you by my side, 100%.
Because the Supra is getting posted, right? And the podcast is getting posted.
It is.
And I made a video, so that's weekly right there.
But do you see what all that has in common?
No.
That you're involved. Because if you're not involved, it's not happening.
But the thing is also, like, I make YouTube videos, and I was very inconsistent.
Yeah.
And then you push me to, you know, post consistently.
Which you have been.
And I've been doing it good for like a month and a half now. I already have a video for next week. I actually have like 3 or 4 videos lined up.
Well, let them know your YouTube is.
What is my YouTube? Oh, it's named Lisandro, just like my Instagram. We'll probably link it in the bottom of this because we're going to upload this on YouTube. So we're going to link all our socials in the bottom. So if you want to follow the YouTube, it's going to be down there.
Not if you want to.
You better follow it.
You better.
Like, you have no choice.
For sure, because he's posting all types of stuff, my stuff, his stuff. Pretty much what I slack on, he's probably going to be posting. And
when he don't post his 9th gen, I'm going to post it and just steal all the content.
Listen, you got to do what you got to do, right?
Yeah, fuck it, I guess, right?
And to think he has 2 dope cars, you know, a TSX wagon on air with chrome tees. He's the reason why I went chrome on my personal car tees. Then he has this 8th gen, you know what I mean? That's dope as hell. So he has the right cars, has the right energy, but it's executing. And I guess this is why we're friends.
Yeah, probably. Similarities.
So, I mean, I guess what you don't do, I push, and vice versa. And this is how it works. It's like a relationship, I guess, at this point.
Yeah. I guess we're kind of dating.
Yeah.
But you can't tell nobody that.
No, you guys can't tell nobody that we're car dating.
But actually, talking about the chrome tees, he put the chrome tees on his S, as I would assume most of you guys know. And he's kind of iffy about it. I think they look fire. And why is it that you're kind of iffy about it now?
Honestly, the idea of having chrome TEs for me was like, it's rare, right? There's people who have it. I'm not going to sit here and say
it's not common.
Right. It's not common. I love the idea of having something that you don't really see. You know, and it's like, Same. You see a lot of TE 37s. Mm-hmm. I mean, on social media for sure, you're going to see it no matter. And
it's crazy because I feel like, sorry to cut you off, but like, we see like everybody views everything in the internet.
For sure.
Like you see tees, you see fire wheels, expensive builds. But it's not that common. If you really think about it, it's not that common. You don't see these crazy builds in the street rolling.
You don't.
It's just social media has our minds so, I guess, kind of messed up to the point.
I want to use the word brainwashed.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's a better word.
Yeah. I mean, social media is such a huge platform that, it gives you so much to see in person. No matter where you live or what, it's this big compared to the world.
Yeah,
you're comparing it. So the idea of the TEs being chrome, it was like, yo, this is dope. Like, I'm definitely gonna put it on the S2000. And don't get me wrong, I did like it, but something about chrome is just flashy.
It looks fancy.
It does, but I feel like with the meaty tires I have on it, it's just it doesn't. Even at ride height, I feel like it just. The bronze did look good. No matter aired out, ride height, no matter what height you were at,
it's the orange. But the orange, I feel like, I pull off the chrome.
It could. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's ugly. It's just I'm getting tired of the chrome. No. I'm personally tired of it. The bronze, I don't know if it's the age thing, maybe. Because when I was younger, it was all about flashy.
Yeah, for sure. That's why a lot of people were like younger 20s. We were actually talking about it like, static cars. It's like a look at me. As of now, it's kind of like a, it looks fire. Like, it's for me.
It is.
And you're not really worried about other people's, which I guess me personally, I was never worried about anybody else's opinion. But it's like, just mentality just changes, I guess, through time regardless.
So my theory, back then, and I say back then, like if I'm old as hell.
He's old as fuck. He's like 45.
I'm 31. But, in the mid phase, it was just like, I loved flashy, but it wasn't, hey, look at me reasoning on why to be flashy. It was like jewelry. It's just like, like, for example, wearing earrings, wearing a chain, like it makes cosmetically look good.
Yeah.
For yourself.
Like you're happy when you see it. Like, it's like, oh, that looks good.
Yeah. It's eye candy.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's the reason. But as you get older now, like my mindset has changed to more of like, if you know. If you see it, you see it.
It's like the whole OEM plus type thing.
100%. So it's like, if you don't know about it, it's a stock car, which it is. But it's like, You know, all right, perfect example. And I hate to, you know, continue talking about my car, but, you know, I have so many, you know, UK details on my car that a normal person is not going to, you know, notice. And it's like, to be honest, it's just a stock vehicle somewhere else.
To be honest, yeah.
But to us, we don't get that version here, down to the color. You know what I'm saying? There's so many things that you can't really tell. But that's where I shift into the bronze. At night, you're driving, you don't really see the bronze. It's like dark wheels, black wheels. Yeah. But in the daytime, when the sun hits, it's like, oh, snap, you know, it looks good. But when you're parked, let's say at a parking lot, you know what I'm saying, and people look at the car, it's like, are those TEs? Those are bronze? You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's that initial, is that what that is?
Yeah.
As opposed to, you know, you're looking at this dude 3 blocks down, it's like, oh, yeah, those are work wheels.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And it's like, that's, and I don't know if that's something with growing and getting older.
It's probably because you went through the whole flashy phase, in a sense. Like, you did everything that was, you know, you did the whole static thing. I never had the patience for the static thing, but maybe one day. But, you know, you went through all the flashiness, all the eye candy already a long time ago in your, let's say, quote unquote, car build, whatever you want to call it. Like me, I've never built a functional car. I've always been like Camber. I've always been on air. I've never built a static car. I guess the TSX was static for a while, but it wasn't like slammed. It was just lowered on coils, whatever. And
don't get me wrong, like we're not here, you know, to knock static. Like,
nah, it's fire when it's done right.
Static is dope, you know. It's just that vision of seeing it on the highway.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. It's like,
just
dude,
skating.
like you drive like that, but you're floating. You know what I mean? Like, that's dope, you know. And that's the thing with functional. You know, the lower you are, the better it looks.
Yeah.
But if you're at the tire or a finger gap, it still looks good.
Yeah.
That there's no set height of where it's like, this looks ugly.
And the thing is with functional or a functional looking setup, like your ride height, like when your stance and you have like a super stretch tire, your ride height is like, it has to be perfect all the time.
100%.
Or else it's going to look like it has a huge gap. It's going to look ugly. With a meaty tire, you have a little bit more options as height wise because your tire is almost all the time right at the fender if you do it right.
Yeah, 100%. So that's where it looks good. And maybe that's the two combinations I have between the color and, I mean, it has to be that because the other day we were talking about how when I air out the S2000 all the way, almost at the rim, it looks really good.
Yeah.
Because it's dumped and it's more of the color of the wheels. To justify it, the fenders have to be almost like swallowing the wheel.
It's like maybe the correlation may be like stancy is dumped.
Right. Flashy, stancy, dumped. And then functional, I don't know. It's hard to explain.
Yeah, it is.
But I see the vision, and it's, I don't know. Just I'm starting to like want to put bronze wheels literally on everything. Like today, I was even considering like matte black wheels.
Oh, matte black wheels for what car?
On the 8th gen, I was even thinking of the EG. You know,
nah, not on the EG.
I don't know.
The 8th gen with matte black. Should I say what wheels? With matte black wheels. Just keep it at that. Matte black wheels on the 8th gen. Done right, it'll look fire. Which is actually not even a thought you were having.
No.
Until we started talking about it yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah. And as soon as he said it, I was like, I can see it.
Yeah.
And I won't get tired of it.
No, it isn't.
It's just, and I don't know what
because you would do like it's kind of like a functional stancy size. So you get kind of a little bit of both because the black wheel looks aggressive.
It does, and that's the thing, especially on a red car, a bright car.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I mean, even I've seen black on black and it looks good, and it's like
it's hard to pull off black wheels though.
On what?
On a lot of cars, like a lot of times black wheels, because you can't really see details.
Depends the wheel and depends the car, I think.
Yeah,
for sure.
That's why I said it's hard to pull it off.
Because you know you get 22-inch black wheels on a Caravan, it's not really gonna look good.
For Giottos.
Yeah, no, that's not it. You know,
as long as you have the floating centers, you're good.
Yeah, I remember some dude on Facebook was saying that. I had posted my the MDX on the Acura forum, and some dude was like, "Oh, are those caps floating?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "Yeah, bro, me too." Sends a picture, and it's like a 2008 MDX on 4G autos with floating caps. I mean,
they were floating though, right?
They were floating. I couldn't knock them. They definitely were floating. But but it wasn't flooring my boat, man. It definitely wasn't. It was not. But yeah, so I feel like that's the theory behind that as far as color wise. I consider definitely going stance again, but it's just like to deal with the
He
stance.
definitely should. I've been trying to convince him. It's taking a lot, but the 8th gen stance. Maybe it's because I'm biased because I have an 8th gen stance, but I have a like stupid stance. Like it's crazy camber. I don't want to say I'm over it, but it's more annoying than having a functional, get in and drive setup.
I think it's a liability.
I can't get in and drive the Civic. I have to get in, make sure my tire pressures are good. I have to dodge shit because my barrels are maybe half an inch off the floor. Like if anything could crack it.
With like 50 PSI.
and I was running 35 PSI and Chris looked at me like, are you stupid?
Oh my God.
So yeah, now I run 50, but still the barrels, it's not a get in and go.
No, it's not. And I feel like that's what bothers me. It's like, some people say like you have a bunch of cars, like stance one and you can just drive the other. But it's like, I'm the type of person that I want to hop in whatever car I have and just go. You know what I mean? It's like, it's hard. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I don't want to sound like a spoiled brat. Like, having a bunch of cars is difficult. It is a blessing, but it's also difficult too. You stance one. It's like, I want to go somewhere. It's like, I want to be flashy. I want to take my kids, but it's like, do I want to drive thinking that I'm going to crack a barrel? I'm going to lose air. Like, dude, I got so over it. Like living in New York, it was like checking my pressure every single morning. Like, dude, that's anxiety, man. Like checking your tire pressure every morning. I can't.
Which we've evolved from that. We have TPMS sensors now.
Yeah, we do, but I guess. Yeah.
I don't check them anymore because, I have the little screen that goes beep, 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 beep if they're low.
So
whatever.
There was one brand that I had used that was pretty dope. I don't remember the brand, but I'm sure some of you have seen it. It just literally goes on the...
That's what I have.
On the valve.
Yeah.
Right. So with that, it saved my life a couple of times, which was pretty cool. But then there's times where it would read wrong. I would have to drive.
Yeah. You have to drive for 20 seconds before it picks it up.
Right now, imagine at 0 PSI, you driving for 20 seconds.
DB, baby.
Right. So much can go wrong,
To be honest, if you have a flat, especially on a stretch tire.
Yeah. And 20 seconds can destroy so much. That can be the life of the tire in 20 seconds.
It will literally ruin your whole day.
No, 100%.
Any DB ruins your whole day. It's like a whole hassle.
Bro, nah.
Especially when you have camber. It's not like... Yeah.
Nah. And
I've debeated way too many times.
Yeah, I've had my fair shares of debeating, middle of the highways, cracking barrels. I've been through all that. And the big thing is what really, pushed me to go functional was moving here. And you would think...
Which is crazy.
Right, because the roads are so much better here than up north. But this is the thing. Up north, the fastest you're really going, it's, 70 miles an hour? If that, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. So there, if you
it's mostly local over there. That's the thing.
100%. Unless you're taking a road trip, but at that point, you know where you're getting into at that point. So it's like it's just it sucks because here it's 100 minimum, bro. I've gone on the high when I first.
What you mean? That's illegal. We don't do that.
We don't. They do.
Yeah.
I'm going 85. And I got people riding their horns, and the speed limit is 75, and I'm already going 10 miles an hour over. And it's like...
I'm not going to front. I'll be taking the Civic up to 90, 100.
Well,
I haven't since the new setup. But before, it was negative 12-ish all around, and I was taking that to 100 chilling.
Which I feel like negative 12 is reasonable coming for me. I've had negative 14, and I've cracked every barrel 100 times leaving the driveway. So.
I find it amazing that I haven't cracked... On these wheels, I've only cracked one barrel.
Yeah, knock on wood.
Yeah,
sure.
Definitely just jinxed myself.
Definitely did.
Especially now with the fucking... I don't even know what the front... negative 18 is for front or 17?
It's like 17.8.
Fucking stupid. I don't even want to say that it looks good.
See,
it looks,
all this stress is what I don't want to go through.
But the thing is, why it doesn't look that good? Because of the extended lower.
8-10 problems. Couldn't be me.
But don't worry, a functional setup is coming.
Yeah,
hopefully. You gotta stay tuned for the YouTube.
Yeah,
it's coming.
Stay tuned for that.
Gotta get the funds right.
The stranded video.
Yeah, once the stranded video is out, it's over. Like everything is for sale, and I'm going fully functional.
Yeah, like I said, I respect, the stance people.
Oh, thank you for respecting me.
Sure, I guess you fall into that category. You know, in Florida, there's, you know, moving here, it's a lot of stands. And it's like, up north, there was a lot of stands. Don't get me wrong, but it wasn't much camber.
It wasn't, yeah. I feel like up north is really like a lot of like a stock wheel slammed look.
Yeah. It's more OEM plus, you know. And there's a lot of builds, you know. I'll bring Oscar, Reckless, with his RL. You know, he stands, you know, but he's not running, you know, crazy camber. It's pretty reasonable, and he drives that car up and down. I'm sure, again, he has his share of cracked barrels and stuff like that, and that's with the wheel, you know what I mean, negative, you know, 4 or 5, if that.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, over there the roads suck. So this is where camber gets into stress with all that, you know what I mean? And it was just so much easier for me to be stance up north than here. Here, like I said, 80 miles an hour, 85 miles an hour. Imagine debeating at 85 miles an hour. Cracking a barrel. Listen, not even imagine, because I've done
Well, you when you brought the S down when you were still up north, you cracked twice?
I was driving to Miami, but what saved me from destroying the tire was the TPMS sensors. Now I was driving and, you know, I have it so where under 35, it starts beeping, like 38. So I'm driving to Miami and it just starts beeping. I look down and I'm losing tire pressure. And I'm like, dude, I look at the next exit and it's like 1.5 miles away. I'm like, all right, let me try to speed up to try to, you know, beat this. And it's like the faster I went, the more the PSIs were going down. And, you know, I had to stop in the middle of, you know, 1 mile away from the exit from before, and ahead of me, it was just 1 mile away. I literally got stranded. I was stranded for 3 hours, and it was like 90 degrees outside. It sucked so
Top
bad.
down too, probably.
Yeah, I had to put the top up because it was too hot. I had the AC on. The car probably started overheating at that point. It was just a bad day. Definitely a bad day. And it's just like, I don't know, man. Like I said, I respect the locals here because there's a lot of stance car. I mean, we get them at the shop all the time. You know, you see, and I look, and it's just like, that's what's up, man. Like, I give you guys credit, but again, couldn't be me anymore. You know, the most, like, if you catch me stance, like, you're going to catch me at, like, -6, 7.
I do want to build one more stance car personally, but static at some point, but I want to do it right.
What car? You don't even know what car would that be with it.
I want a newer body. Like, I don't want to do an old body. I want to do a big body newer, like a GS, like obviously they don't make GSs anymore, I don't think.
I'm not even
But one of the new, like, I don't want to build an older car. I want to build like a new static, big wheels.
But that brings me to the point of where, like, do you want to destroy a new car?
I don't know.
Or when you say static, like, what are you referring to?
Yeah, tucking wheels.
Right.
But that's the thing,
style.
like, yeah. I feel like if you're gonna go static, you have to commit.
Nah.
Like, if you're going static for fitment, you have to commit. Like, do it right. Like,
I don't know.
Because what is a good static build if you're not tucking wheels or fended to lip or like?
Yeah, at the rim is fine with me. Any lower than that, you lost me. I can't.
Imagine like a big body.
A big body
2017, 2020. Tucking the lip a little bit, just tucking off for
it. I like the vision, but so okay, let's use that, right? Alexis GS 2018, right? Whatever, cool. You know, tucking rim,
which is crazy because that car is not even that new anymore. It's 5 years old.
Which is crazy because when you look at it, it still looks new.
Yeah, to be honest.
You know what I mean? So it's like a big body. You know, you're driving, looks dope as hell. You're floating all over the place, but then you're hitting stuff. It's
like they say, it'll scrape off.
It'll scrape off. Scrape off your wallet. I get it. I love the vision. I love looking at it. You know,
I think the reason I want to do it is because I haven't got it out of my system.
Yeah, I mean, I get it for sure.
But I don't know if I have the patience to do it.
That's the thing, man. That again, I like to get in my cars and just drive, especially with my kids. You know, I want to put my kid in it. It's just, I live life fast, so it's like for me to just, I don't know.
Lives life fast, drives an EG.
Yeah, it's pretty fast for what it was back in '92.
Sure. Yeah, exactly. Back in '92.
Still, I beat Junior in his element, but it's probably a conversation that he doesn't want to have. But I don't know. I mean, I see your vision with it. It's cool. Like I said, I respect it. I see it a lot. You know, but there's static people who just go crazy. And I look and I'm just like, dude, like, you're insane. And it's great because, like, I've been there.
But the thing is, it's cool. Like don't get me wrong. I sometimes it's tacky, but it's like, I get it. Like, you get in a car and you're static and scraping shit. It's kind of like, it's fun in a sense.
No, it is. I
like,
know.
you're smiling, you're cheesing.
100%.
So I think that's why I want to do it, is like, I've always been bagged. Like I said, my like the first car that I quote unquote built, it was bags, because I was like, people were telling me go static, but I'm like, I'd rather save up for what I want and get bags, and I did bags off rip, and every car after that has been bags. So
Once
it's like,
you go bags, you don't go back.
yeah, literally. But I never. So I think that's why I want to get it on my system. Like, just I don't know. It's just.
No, you know, I'm not gonna sit here and say you're crazy for even thinking that, because, you know, when I had my 8th gen back, you know, I had to scrape. It was just a satisfaction.
Yeah,
knowing,
yeah.
like, I'm dragging this shit, bro. Like, I'm driving this shit out of this. Like, this is what it is. This is how I get around. Again, you know, that's me in my young days of just not caring and it's cool. Like, it's crossed my mind, but it's like, so what I'm really picky on now, on the reason why like the static thing doesn't do it for me, is messing up my fenders.
Oh yeah, 100%. I hate that shit.
And we all know I mess up all my fenders. I don't think there's a vehicle that I own that I have not messed up my fenders.
Including the wagon.
Definitely, but I don't want to.
We're not gonna talk about that one.
Yeah. So it's like, you know, and I've messed it up bagged. You know what I mean? It's just like static is like. There's one thing though that I feel static sometimes is a little easier when you go functional, because you set it at a certain height. You make sure you're not rubbing, and then you just drive, and then that's it. That's what it is. If you're not rubbing, that's it. See, now with bags, it's like setting up a height, and it's like, it's just playing with it all day to try to get it to where you want it to get it. And it's like, it gets annoying. It's like sometimes when I go function, I'm just like, sometimes I don't air out. I'm just like, yo, I'm standing right here. Like, this is it. I don't feel like dealing with it, you know? And it's coming from a guy who this is all I do is bags, but it gets frustrating. It definitely does. Sometimes I'm just here like, oh, I should have just did this static. But then I take the highways and I'm just like, yeah, never mind.
It feels good.
Yeah, I'm not.
Because the thing is, bags are just so smooth. Like, even me, the TSX is a quote-unquote functional-ish setup. And I drive it lower than when I had coils. Like, I tuck the tire. And it's like...
I heard you dragging the whole way here. I'm just like, you have an airlift 3P remote where you can just go
and
up.
it's like, you have the option, I guess, in a sense.
The luxury.
And it looks... The wagon, tucking the tire, it just looks so good. So, like, when I first got that setup, I was driving, like, you know, right at the tire for the whole functional look. And then I got used to it. I'm like, you know what? Let me drive lower. And then I don't know. I think it's the whole scraping sometimes. It just feels good. It's like, yeah, like, this shit looks good.
I was just cringing the whole time you hit something.
No, you weren't.
I was.
No, you weren't.
When I wasn't revving it because my exhaust was so loud, I heard it. It's just like, ksh, 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 ksh. And I'm just like.
But that's just plastics.
I guess.
But that's also the annoying part about being static, because I hate, like, those sounds.
Yeah.
Like, it kind of makes your car sound shitty in a sense.
It does, like a hoopty.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I don't consider my car a hoopty. Like, it looks decent. So it's like...
it is, 100%.
I don't know, but whatever. Anyway, to change the topic, when did you start FLYYAIR? Like, what made you want to start FLYYAIR?
It's funny you said that. I remember I've been installing bags for a few years now. You know, airlift products, AirTech products, Air Force D2, mostly airlift management. You know, that's what I'm familiar with, and their warranty is phenomenal. And it's like, to put my name behind a product, you know, they have to have
Airlift is just really good, at least in my opinion. Like,
100%.
I have my management. I've always just swapped it. I sell that car, put it back to stock, and take. I've had my management that's in the Civic now for like 5 years.
I believe it.
And I've never had a warranty issue.
I've had maybe one, and it's like, bro, they take care of it so fast. You call them, and it's like, hey, listen, this is leaking. Hey, can I get a proof of your invoice? Here you go. No problem. $250 deposit, whatever it is right now, and brand new manifold the same week. Changed, you know, you give them the old one, and you're back and rolling, you know. And it's like, to stand behind a product that does that is so cool. It's like, you know what? Even if you do mess up, I know you got my back. Why not? You know, other managements, the warranty is not that fast. It's not, you know.
Or as reliable as Airlift, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I've never really got into any other management. I have installed, you know, but, you know, Airlift, like I said, I just stick to it, you know, and I'm not here to bash any other brand. I prefer Airlift products, and, you know, they've been good to me, been good to my customers, and, you know, but to answer your question, you know, starting FLYYAIR, it was just like, you know, I seen, you know, getting into the stance scene, you know, back then was like, okay, you know, this company makes these bags this way, and it's like it works, it's perfect, you know, for a stock application. You know, you can only go so far with how things come because they're meant for, you know, stock vehicle.
And the thing is, like, let's say for example, the most popular airlift,
Yeah.
it's more for like a functional look.
Yeah, luxury, comfort. You know, it's straight to the point. It's good. You know what I'm saying? You can't, you know, with airlift you can go your limits. You know,
Yeah.
but to a certain point.
And that's when you came and you wanted to switch it up a little bit.
So let's use this vehicle for example, because I feel like this is the most common vehicle, and I feel like a lot of people are familiar with it. The BRZs. You know, that platform came out and stands took over. You know what I mean?
That's great. Yeah,
You know, like,
wide body. It, like
bro, that
the
vehicle
FRS was like
just
wide
like-
body bags.
Like it was just instantly like that. That's what that was. And the issue that people were running into is once you start cambering it, now the bag, because airlift is all about comfort.
Yeah.
Which I'm not knocking them for it.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, they're
Everything has its own application.
Absolutely. They're doing what they say that their products do. You know, we're the ones bending the rules. Now, when we bend the rules, it's not their fault. You know,
Correct.
what they're selling is what it is. But now you're adding camber. Now the bag is so big that it starts hitting inside. Now we all know, you know, shave the bolt, hammer it. You know, my personal Civic, I had a different brand when I first started. I got into the camber thing, and the bag was big. It was comfortable. It was amazing.
And then you start rubbing bags. That's when blowing bags.
So then it was just like, damn, you know what? I sat there. I was doing my personal car. I was like, shit. You know, I wish I had a smaller bag. It's just a dream. Do they make that? I don't know. You know. And then it's like you do BRZs, and it's like, yo, you can only go like -4 or 5 before it starts getting really close. Then it's like, then what? I don't know. You know. I wish.
And then at that point, you have to start cutting, shaving, doing everything that you. Well, not that you shouldn't have to do, but you don't want to do.
No, of course.
Just
Nobody wants to cut up a car.
Yeah, exactly. Just to run the camber that you want, to get the look that you want.
Yeah, I mean, would it be convenient if someone made a smaller bag and you didn't have to cut? Of course.
Yeah.
So this is where I thought in my process, I said, hey, damn, I want to make something where I can accommodate certain builds. You want to camber your car? Hey, what do you have? A BRZ. Okay, let's get you a smaller bag. Obviously, I couldn't do that because I can't control airlift. Airlift sells what they sell, and that's it. As far as every other brand, you know, you can't control it. And
there's not really more customizing. Like you get the bag, that's it.
And I get it because now imagine, you know, at the time trying to accommodate every single person. Now, why airlift is so great is because everything's in stock.
Yeah.
Now, how will you accommodate everybody and have it in stock at the same time?
Correct. Yeah.
You don't know what everybody needs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know for sure that this bag is going to work on the car if you keep it stock or to a certain point. So I'm going to keep that in stock. That's going to sell. You know, I can't tell you, yo, this dude Jose is going to come with his BRZ. He's going to want camber. So I'm going to have these on deck. You know, it sucks. Obviously, it sucks to us who want to push the limits.
Yeah.
You know? So, you know, it was always a thought, like, I want to change this up. There's certain things I would love. You know, I started off with the bags, and I'm like, yo, this car could use more height. Now we'll move into the F80 platform, BMWs. You know, F30, F80s. The rears don't go that high. You know, GTIs was one of the first ones I experienced where the rear didn't go as high. It was good. When you had 17s, it was a MK5. The 17s, it was perfect. It aired up, obviously, because you're on 17s. Now then, from MK5, they made MK6. Now, MK6, they started coming with 18s. So now the gap got smaller. Still good, but you wouldn't be able to go as high. Now you have MK7, 19s. If somebody correct me if I'm wrong, 19s, the Golf R. So the first car that I was able to, you know, when I first started the brand and to accommodate, it was my boy Thomas. He had a Golf R. And I said, you know what? You know, certain brands, the rear don't go as high, which is not a huge problem, but I know that you would, if you had the choice to, you would.
Yeah.
So I said, no problem. You know, speaking to my guy, the manufacturer, I was like, hey, listen, is there any way I can add maybe 1/2 inch to the rear brackets to give that extra lift, but still kind of come down? Yeah, did it take away some height? Yeah, it did. But because the 19s were so big, the car still aired out leveled. You know, a lot of GTIs and Golf Rs, the rear will just sink in and the fronts won't go that low, which is, like I said, it's not the product's fault. You know what I mean? Like, a car can only go so low, and obviously the rears always go low on most cars. So we started with that, and that was a success. I was like, okay, cool. I started my customization.
And what year was that?
This wasn't, the Golf R's came out, I moved here in 2020, so 2019, I believe. And he's had those bags forever, you know. I mean, so like maybe 2 years ago, but he's had them for a while, and it worked out perfect. Even when he put wheels on it, it came out good. The fitment was perfect. The height was pretty good, you know. And that was my whole goal to this day. It still is, you know, it's not to step on other brands. It's more of like, hey, listen, you know, what are you doing with your build?
Yeah, so you have a little bit more customization.
Yeah, and
you can accommodate people.
And what sucks, the bad to that is the wait time. You know, I can keep an FRS kit in stock with normal bags, but now what if you want slim bags? Yeah, I can keep the slim bags in stock, but it's just so inconsistent.
Yeah,
so it's like,
because not everybody wants the same thing.
Right, exactly. So it's like, why not just
build them as you go?
Right. What are you doing with your vehicle? I'm planning on doing like -9, 10 all around. Excuse me. Okay, no problem. I recommend the slim bag, so when you camber it, it doesn't touch. Okay, let's go with that. Boom. You know, and some brands, the rear were sleeve bags, which was amazing because it gave you so much lift. But then the accuracy of the 3P, it wouldn't let you adjust to where you want it to adjust. You know, and again, that's not anything to do with Airlift's products or anything like that. It's just, it gives you the most lift.
Yeah.
And it gives you, the lifts, you know, I don't know exactly the measurements, but it's like from 0 to
it's
fucking
crazy.
5 inches. You know what I mean? Like, those sleeve bags give you travel. You know, not everybody needs to travel, but again, they're giving you what they say they're giving you.
Yeah, and that's why they keep it in stock, because it's a, here you go, this is what you got to work with, do what you got to do.
Now, what Airlift recommends when it comes to sleeve bags is, you know, height sensors. And height sensors is what's going to give you that accuracy 100% with sleeve bags, any bag. So it's like, but, you know, after time, products and prices have gone up.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
especially sensors.
Bro, I remember I used to sell them for $350, you know, and that's cutting the market by like $50. Yeah, you know, and it was just like, now they're $700. So it's like,
800 actually.
Oh, 800?
Yeah, 800.
Wow. So that goes to show you how much I sell 3H sensors. So it's like, now, okay, make a slim double bellow bag. Yeah, your travel's not going to be 5 inches. It's going to be cut in half, 2.5. But it's still going to give you the travel you need. And you know what? You don't have to spend an extra $700 on sensors. You're good. The 3P will give you exactly what you want. You know, it's being on a budget. Not everybody wants to ball out. Bags are expensive.
Yeah, I remember when the whole bag stuff, like when I bagged my TSX, it was very rare to see bags because people don't want to spend $5,000, and they had a bad reputation. Like, people were like, bags, oh, you have issues, or you have that, because people
didn't go all the way with it.
Yeah.
Right.
And people would cheap out here and there trying to save a couple bucks and have a whole bunch of issues. And then as the bags are a lot more attainable, they're still expensive.
For sure.
But to me, I would prefer to go bags over coils any day. I'd rather just save up that little bit and have the option.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a little bit, it's a lot of bit.
But...
Well, no, okay, let's be real. A proper coilover setup, right? Let's use Broadway Static. Beautiful product. Fortunato, beautiful product. You know, coilovers at $1,600, $1,700 for quality stuff. Custom made, built, hand built stuff. $1,700, you know, starting, you know, whatever. It's an amazing price for what it is. You're getting top notch stuff. I did coilovers on the 8th gen one time with it, and bro, you get a certificate, the guy's signature, bro. Beautiful, beautiful coilover, beautiful.
Fortunatos, right?
I believe so. Green.
Yeah.
Right. It was amazing, you know, but it's like, you look at it, it's like $1,800. Okay, cool. You know, if you're undecisive, you're a type of person that's like, I just want to lower my car, or I wanted this, I want that, and it's like $1,800 on coilovers, or you want to spend, you know, I mean, it's still a lot of money, honestly.
Yeah, it is.
You know what I'm saying? And say, but you have the adjustability. You know what I'm saying? So to me, it's personal preference. It's not about bags are better, coilovers are better. You know what I mean? Like,
everything has its purpose.
Yeah, and it's like, find your purpose in your vehicle, what you want to do. Why does he deserve to open up a business? Why does he deserve to try to redeem himself? I'm not the only one he screwed over. You know, I didn't want to be the guy to say the name of it, but, you know, some things have to be said. And it's just, this is the story. This is what it is.